To create healthier, more vibrant farms and thriving Maui superfood forests, Valley Global is hitting the road and learning some regenerative agriculture straight from the masters. This time we connected with Vincent and Rick at Kahanu Aina Greens to soak up their knowledge and natural fertilizers. And we received a special package with this natural fertilizers that we're going to use on our Maui superfood forest.
Before we go on to the next one, I just want to give you an overview of our farm. This is dedicated to our son, Kai, who passed away 7 years ago, tragically. I learned so much from him on this farm, and so he's here with us today. Our farm was built on the recycling of nutrients, and having that system in place, our son, Kai, was working within that system, and it was a beautiful thing. He loved the farm, and he was our succession plan to the farm. And tragically, 7 years ago, in his passing, we had to shift our focus of not only doing what we do and recycling of the nutrients onto the farm, but also, understanding that diversifying our operation so we didn't have to put so much pressure on the farm for making our living. We started to take those concepts that we were applying with the farm and broaden them to some of the things that were going into the landfill. So we developed Upcycling Maui, and it's basically a business to upcycle cardboard and fish waste and juice pulp and to vermicompost, just utilizing those elementals in a way that we can do pilot projects with the support of the county, the Environmental Protection Division of the county, to upcycle those products in a way that we can more and more find on a larger scale to keep all of that out of the landfill. So it's a process to develop the infrastructure around that, but I've always been of the ilk that you get it right on a small scale, you can do it on any scale. So that's what we're working on right now, piloting these upcycling of nutrients, and it'll only benefit the farmer. In Korea, they make the Korean Natural Farming Amendments for the community to come get. The county in Korea, the government, has this available for the community. So we want to get more and more into recycling of these nutrients into fertility so our farmers can best utilize them here on Maui so we can grow our food locally with our living soils and just make this paradise on earth live to its capability. Since Kai passed, we switched gears in the sense of doing more educational things, working with the recycling office of Maui County to got some grants to upcycle cardboard into weed mat, which is right over here, as you can see. And then also fish. We're running fish through our shredder and making fish amino acid. FAA, which is fish amino acid, is produced using all the fish scraps that we can get our hands on after the producers harvest the fillets and are going to toss all of the scraps. Now ideally, it's best done with whole fish because you're giving up some of the protein, which is nitrogen in that process. But we're still coming out with a lot of nutrient-rich material. Now we take that scraps per pound, we add the same amount of sugar to it. And we let it ferment for 6 months. And it's a beautiful process because there's no smell, no flies. As a matter of fact, my wife Irene comes from a commercial fisherman's family. So when I told her that I was going to be fermenting fish in the greenhouse, she said, "Oh, no, you're not." So, she was amazed that there was no smell or flies in that whole process. We did it in trash cans, vented, these Rubbermaid trash cans, and the Brute trash cans, and it really did well in them. And we harvested 100 gallons after 6 months, which now will be made into 200 gallons because it's as thick, if not thicker, than molasses. No smell, no flies in this process, and you'll learn how to do that through this. This is lactic acid bacteria. Well, lactic acid bacteria, the production of lactic acid bacteria is a beautiful thing. It's so simple. Lactic acid bacteria is ubiquitous in our environment. So if you take rice wash water, You know, when you're washing your rice to cook it, well, that water, you leave it sit on your counter for a couple days until it smells sweet. When it smells sweet, you take 1 part of that and mix it to 10 parts of milk. And the beautiful process entails this: when it's sitting there, you cover it with either a paper towel or cheesecloth to keep any bugs out. But what occurs in that process is you'll notice it'll start coagulating, and then just each day that goes by, it just comes up tighter and tighter and tighter till when it's ready at the top, it'll be this beautiful cheese that you can eat, give to your chickens. It's delicious. But what you do is you harvest that cheese, and then underneath it is this beautiful yellow serum that is lactic acid bacteria inside the liquid. And you take that liquid and equal amounts of brown sugar, which will stabilize it, and then you store it in your chill. And it's a beautiful thing for any smell or flies, great for like horses or chicken pens or dog pens. It just really kills the smell. And it's only 1 capful per 5 gallons. So, you know, a side story to that, I was in Cefalù in Sicily, where my family lives, and the streets were stink. The cobblestone streets were stink in the morning. And the street sweepers would come and they'd wash the street, but it would just be moving around the anaerobic bacteria. And I'm trying to encourage them to make this lactic acid bacteria and put it in their street sweepers. And it would really make the streets smell sweet again. Such a simple thing. Kahanu Aina Greens was birthed in 1994 with our daughter Kahanulani. Kahanu Aina means the breath of the land, and Kahanulani means the breath of heaven. And what's significant is that when Irene, my wife Irene, was pregnant with Kahanulani, she was craving sunflower greens. And one day she came home she bought everything off the shelf. And I was out of work at the time because I had left the trade. I was a decorative painter by trade, but I wanted to farm. So I knew the best way to get to the other trapeze, I was swinging on one, and the best way to get to the other trapeze was to let go of the one I was on. So I let go of the painting trade, and I was going to go farm. Didn't have land or equipment. And here my daughter, while in the womb, shows me the way through mom. And that birthed, literally, Kahanu Aina Greens. Because I said to her, why do you keep buying them? Because I was out of work at the time, you know. I can grow them. She said, why aren't you growing them? And that's the end of the story there, or the beginning of the story, I should say. Here's our baby princess. Hi, Kailani. You say hi to everybody? Yeah, you're gonna take over the farm? You like eating sunflower sprouts? This was the girl that was craving sunflower greens. Come in, Kahanu. That's our daughter. She had her mommy craving sunflower greens when she was in the womb. She said, Dad, I know you want to farm. I'll show you the way through, Mom.
Nice.
It's all her fault.
Yep, all my fault. I'm the problem.
She instigated it. And that's her partner, Kael. He loves the farm. He works for the county. He works for the county. He goes in at 3:30 in the morning. So after he's pal worker, he'll come in several days and help out on the farm.
Awesome, right on.
Yeah, the design features of our farm that make it highly efficient is basically utilizing the space that we had to grow our farm. And so what we developed was a U-turn business. We grow from the front of the greenhouse to the back. We do a U-turn into the processing area. We cut the greens, clean, weigh, and bag, and then they go into a chill. And our chill is a unique chill because it has an entrance door and an exit door at the other end. So this way we don't have to backtrack to go take it out for delivery. So it's really a feng shui type of a setup, and it works really well, especially being that we only have 2,100 square feet of that part of the farm to work with to make it all happen. So our crop is a 7-day crop. We grow from the front to the back and then do that U-turn, go through the processing area, into the chill, and then out for delivery. And normally our deliveries happen within the 24 hours of it being cut.
We're soaking up the best regenerative techniques to create sustainable abundance. right here in Maui. Join Valley Global in supporting our community with nutrient-dense superfoods and relief efforts. Visit our website, valleyglobal.org, to learn how you can help build a more resilient future.